Butte for us to build a water park.
Damn right I am.
It's a really great idea for Butte to do this because kids have really fresh visions of the place that they live in. And I think not only will they have an opportunity to learn things, but it's going to be fabulous to see how they see our community, our place, or their place. And I think that we'll see something really fresh and wonderful from their work. Kids they're normally not corrupted in the 8th grade yet. By the time they're adults, they start having real strong opinions about things. So I think we'll see some pretty fabulous views of how kids see our place.
Well, with our project, we're going to be filming the historical sites of Butte, like the Copper King Mansion and the World Museum of Mining. And we're going to try and include some of the different historical places.
Well, Butte's one of the places America came from. It's significant not just provincially because we're from here, and any place that you're from is important. It's important in the history of the world.
Stand over here and you get a shot kind of from an angle, and you can even turn it.
They're going to have to make some pretty big dramatic decisions, and I think that once they get into the research, hopefully they won't get overwhelmed with too much information. That's one of the things that we find happens the most, but we'll see how clear-headed they stay.
The Copper King Mansion was built in 1884 by William Andrews Clark. His picture's here on the mantle. He was one of the 3 Copper Kings. There's Marcus Daly, Augustus Hines, and William Clark. He always claimed Montana to be his home state. This is one of the first mansions built in this country. He wanted a very beautiful home to bring his wealthy friends, and so he invited European artists and craftsmen to build his house for him. It took 4.5 years. It cost $260,000 at that time. So I learned to play this piano.
The building is on the National Register of Historic Places and was built by Charles Clark, who is the eldest son of William Clark, the Copper King. Now, the Clarks only lived here till about 1903, and then it went through several families. There are 4 floors. There are 27 rooms. There's 7 fireplaces. There are woods from around the world. There is tile from around the world. What's interesting about this building is that not only is it have history in its past, it continues to make history as being part of the Arts Foundation for years. And things happen throughout, time periods which add to the history of the building. Like last year on July 4th, we had Barack Obama here, and they actually filmed a part of the a movie that they showed at the Democratic campaign. They interviewed him in this building on the second floor. So history is always being made in the historic Clark Chateau.
We must have at one time had 100,000 people here. That was a long time ago when the mines were going full blast and,
And also we had streetcars, which you guys maybe read about, but we haven't had them for a long time. And that was a disappointment, because streetcars were romantic, I'd say. Not just because they were streetcars. Just to take this free ride to the Columbia Gardens every Thursday, was it?
every Thursday.
Every Thursday, which was an open streetcar. The windows were always open, and it was a great time for us kids as children.
We take the first bus out at 9 o'clock and come home on the last at 4:30.
And sometimes I'd walk.
I mean, the
We wouldn't make
streetcar.
some of us guys wouldn't make that last bus, so we had to walk home from the Gardens.
There are also a lot of other well-known historical sites that are in typical daily use, such as the Mother Lode Theater, which is being used for community concerts, symphonies, plays, and dance recitals. Another historical building is the Butte Courthouse.
A producer is the person in the movie who figures out what needs to happen.
Oh, hi. My group's doing a documentary on the different parts of Butte and stuff, and I was just wondering if you could give us a little help.
This area was known as Finntown. When people moved to Butte from foreign countries, they oftentimes tended to congregate with people of their own culture and language. And if you know where the Helsinki Bar is, that's the last of Finntown. They call it the Helsinki Bar and Yacht Club now. But that was kind of the center of Finntown at the time.
They had a barber shop, they had a bakery here, they had a lot of different businesses in this building before it became a bar.
Well, our heritage is disappearing, our neighborhoods are disappearing, the places we grew up. I can't go back and show my kids or my grandkids where I grew up. It's gone. It's a story of a mining town